New Illinois budget includes millions of dollars for public universities after those schools went months without any funding from the state.
And that is good news for the short term, but are there any long-term implications for our local institutions? Well, News 8's Jessica Dedita having breakfast with the Vice President of Western Illinois University's Quad Cities campus this morning. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Jonathan. Yes, I'm joined here by Dr. Joe Reeves. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're talking all things budget. So even though there's been some issues with the Illinois budget, it's impacted many agencies. And even though there was something passed, there's kind of a gray area for a lot of people. So as far as on the Western Illinois University's Quad City campus side, what are you guys kind of looking at now?
Well, all Illinois public universities had a 10% budget reduction. So we've, over the past 2 years, had to cut some programs and some services, but now we're advocating for fair and predictable funding so we can move forward. Tomorrow our Board of Trustees meets, and they're going to be recommending a budget to the state of Illinois for the next year so we can continue with that fair and predictable funding.
Okay. So what type of long-term impact do you think that this budget impasse has had, kind of more from your standpoint?
2 years of no funding for Illinois public higher education created a crisis of confidence. Over half of the Illinois high school graduates now move out of state. People were questioning whether Illinois public higher education would continue. Obviously it would. We've all been around for over 100 years. But the state took a nice step in putting 10% more into student need-based financial aid. So it's going to take time to reverse the perceptions, but the best thing Illinois residents can do is stay in Illinois to go to a college or university.
Yeah, to kind of help that grow, because that's what you want to prove to the state, right? Is that
exactly.
Enrollment's growing. And okay. So back in June, there was talks about trying to get funding from private investors, kind of acting almost like a private institution. So because of the funding issue. So where are you guys kind of at with that now?
That will always be an ongoing initiative. Back when I came to the Quad Cities in 2005, Western received almost 3/4 of its state appropriated funds from the state of Illinois. That's down to about 33% now. So we have to raise revenue, and we don't want to put it on the backs of students by increasing tuition and fees. So what we do is work with communities across Illinois and into Missouri and the corporations and foundations to raise money. So again, we don't have to raise money on tuition and fees for students.
I see. So there was an issue also with stage 3 of some construction and expansion that was halted because of the budget. So where is that kind of at now?
The best thing we can do for phase 3 is to continue to grow enrollment so we document to the state that there is need. We were allocated $5 million for the planning of phase 3. That was put on hold, so obviously as the building fills, we will continue to push for the release of those funds. And then in Macomb, the monies were allocated for the Performing Arts Center. That too has been halted, and we advocate tirelessly to get that released.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Reeves. We're going to continue this conversation. We're going to talk a little bit more some fun things that are happening at the campus coming up in the next half hour. For now, we're going to send this back to you, Jonathan and Angie.
All right. Sounds good, Jessica. Thank you. Don't forget, we do a special Facebook Live to show you the behind the scenes of our Breakfast with conversations. That takes place right after Good Morning Quad Cities on the WQAD Facebook page. Next Thursday, we're having breakfast with the president of Augustana College, as we're going to talk to Steve Balls about all the new things happening at the school and hear about this year's entering class, which is the college's largest ever. You can submit any questions you have right now at WQAD.com. Just type breakfast in the search box.